The Bremont 1918 Limited Edition Bremont, the UK's leading luxury watch brand, has announced its latest prestige limited edition, created to mark next year's centenary of the Royal Air Force. There will be 3 versions of the Bremont 1918 watch, each containing tiny parts made out of materials from a quartet of legendary and still-flying RAF aircraft, including a Spitfire shot down over Dunkirk in June 1940, which remained submerged in coastal sands until it was recovered in 1986 and restored. Bremont will be donating proceeds from sales of the watches to the Royal Air Forces Association (RAFA), a charity that supports current and former RAF personnel in need. Wearing a Bremont watch in the cockpit of a Spitfire credit George Remain Aircraft Restoration Company luxurious special edition watches incorporating tiny fragments of historic items, generally relating to aviation or British history, are a recurrent theme for Bremont, founded and managed by aviator brothers Nick and Giles English. It is a decade since it launched the no-highly collectible EP120, which contained shards of a famous Spitfire of the same name. This was followed by watches linked to, and containing parts of HMS Victory, Bletchley Park's Enigma machines and the aircraft flown by the Wright brothers. Giles and I trained with the RAF when we were young, and learned to fly with them, so this is particularly special, says Nick English, talking to The Telegraph today. We grew up with hundreds of posters and models of RAF planes in our bedrooms. The RAF is the oldest air force in the world, and its pilots are still the best trained. The Bremont 1918 is a chronograph GMT with a heritage-themed dial design, of which 75 models will be made in rose gold with a black dial, 75 in white gold with a Twoden blue dial, and 275 in stainless steel with a silver dial. The 3 versions of the Bremont 1918, in white gold, rose gold and stainless steel at the bottom of the dial, is a day-night display for the GMT hand, the first time this has featured on a Bremont watch. Rather than the customary display of a sun for the daytime and moon for the nighttime, the Bremont 1918 watch shows a Spitfire in a blue sky by day, and a Lancaster bomber in a black sky lit up by searchlight beams by night. There are 4 aircraft, tiny discarded fragments of which are to be found inside the watches, forming part of the propeller-shaped automatic rotor visible through the caseback. The Supermarine Spitfire Mk1N 3200 was built in 1939, and after being recovered from Dunkirk sands, was restored by Mark I partners and first flew again in 2014. The Mk1 Hurricane P-3717 saw action in the Battle of Britain, before crashing in Russia. Aluminium from skin from both planes forms a blade of the rotor. The watch movement with propeller-shaped rotor. The Bristol Blenheim Mk1 L6739, the last Bristol Blenheim still flying, served as a night fighter in the Battle of Britain, and its aluminium skin forms another propeller blade of the rotor. Perhaps most prestigiously, the RAF SE-5, dating from 1917, is one of the RAF's earliest surviving aircraft, seeing action in France in 1918. A veneer of wood from the original rudder bar has been machined and integrated into the movement rotor. The Bristol Blenheim Mk1 L6739 Credit Aircraft Restoration Company. The Bremont 1918 is priced £8,495 in steel, £15,995 in rose gold, and £16,995 in white gold. Bremont.com